Hello. Today I'm going to be ranking Star Trek The Next Generation characters based on how well I think that they could host an episode of The Muppet Show. Okay, so our categories are as follows. We have amazing, solid, bad but funny, and bad but boring. Because being boring is ultimately the worst crime that any performer can commit. I'm going to be doing this in a random order because I just have everything in a pile right here. Okay, so our first person is Barclay. Barclay, I think this is obvious why. Not only is he canonically just bad at acting, I don't think that there's any skill that he could possibly have that would lend itself to a Muppet Show performance. And not only that, but he would be hosting. That man can't host shit. He can't do anything of that sort because he'd just get too he'd get too much into his self-confidence and nothing would work out. So automatic bottom tier. Sorry, dude. You just suck. Next up we have Worf. Worf is, I think, going in the bad but funny tier. I don't think that performance is happening. Is he capable of leading others? Yes. Leading others is not the same thing as hosting a performance and variety show. First of all, I don't know what the fuck he would do for his own performance, because the hosts always have their own little performance that they do in the middle of the show. I don't know what he's doing. He's fighting? I don't know. I feel like he'd accidentally gut Kermit. And then there'd be stuffing everywhere. That show isn't happening. But whatever happens is gonna be fucking hilarious. So, therefore, bad but funny. Next up we have Riker. Honestly, I think that he could, get a show running. He could run a show and he could, do a performance. First of all, the trombone performance wouldn't be that good, but it would be, a thing that he does. But I think the issue is, I don't think he would have fun with the Muppets. And I think that part of being a host of the Muppet Show is that you have fun with them. Riker's not having fun with the Muppets, so therefore, the show that he puts on is ultimately not really gonna be all that interesting, but it will be a show, so I'm giving him some credit, okay? Next up we have O'Brien. I think O'Brien is also going in the bad but boring. I think that he can entertain. He doesn't give off vibes of having anything to do that's entertaining. I don't even think he's capable of being a good host. He can't lead the Muppets or tell them to do anything. No. Just no. Sorry, dude. I think at most he's capable of entertaining children, but that's not the same as hosting the Muppet Show. Next up we have Beverly. Beverly is solidly in the solid tier. She canonically does acting lessons, but more importantly I think is she puts on the shows on the ship. She's doing casting and she's working things out all the time. So that gives me the context if she has experience hosting performances. So whatever show she puts on, it's gonna be good and she's gonna have a decent performance and stuff, but I don't think she's gonna dazzle me in any way if she were to host a Muppet Show. I think it would be a really good performance, but not necessarily one of my favorites ever. So that's why she's going in the solid tier. Okay. Let's see. Next up we have Wesley Crusher, her son. He's going in the bad but boring. He would not want to be there. I don't know, he has trouble interacting with people his own age. And not to say that the Muppets are his age. I think that the Muppets would more so be closer in age to the rest of the crew rather than him. But I think that being in that awkward high school age, you're not going to be hosting anything and doing well, especially if you're as scientifically minded as Wesley. So I think that it would just be really boring. Dude would bring out a blackboard and then do an equation and be whoa, look at that. I don't know what he would even do as a performance. That would not be a fun show to watch. Next up we have Troy. I think Deanna Troy is going into, I think, the solid tier. I think that she would have fun with the Muppets. She gives off the vibes of, I don't know, I think that they would like her and she would like them and they would all be very happy together. I don't know, I just think she's just, no explanation, that's just where she goes. It's where she belongs, guys. Next up we have Waxana Troy, her mom. She is going in the amazing tier. I don't have any particular reason for putting her above Deanna, but she has a certain je ne sais quoi that I think she would do great with the Muppets. She would just love them. She does great. Well, she did great with Alexander, who is a child, and being good with children does not equal being good with the Muppets, because all of the Muppets are grown adults. But when she was good with Alexander, who's Worf's son, she, like, took him to this, like, circus performance thing, and she was great with those circus performers, and, like, she got along with them, even though they were, like, fake people, but that's besides the point. She was great with them. So I think that she has an in with a crowd like the Muppets, and she has just this vibe about her. I also think that it would play out very similarly to the Raquel Welch episode, where she's, like, flirting with Fozzie Bear the entire time. I think that she would do the same. I think Fozzie Bear is her type. And I can, like, envision this in my mind perfectly, and I need someone to draw that, actually. Yeah. Next up we have the Borg. I thought it would be best to have all of them in one picture. I don't even know if that performance would happen. I think I have to put that in, like, bad but boring, because I don't think that would even happen. The thing is, in the situation that I am imagining, it is like they can't do anything but perform a show. So in this situation, the Borg can't just, like, blow up the Muppets. Like, that's not what's gonna happen. So, like, in order to, like, get out of the, like, Muppet hellscape that they're in, they have to perform a Muppet Show. First of all, they're gonna send down, like, too many. They're gonna send down, like, 5 people. You can't have 5 hosts of the Muppets. And the Muppets, they're not gonna know what the fuck a Borg is. So they're all gonna, like, give them individual rooms and stuff, and it's not gonna go well. And also, like, the Muppets are just gonna be like, what? What the fuck is this? They're gonna be very annoyed. I feel like they would make fun of them. Statler and Waldorf are, like, the Borg don't get hurt feelings. Their feelings are gonna be hurt by the end of that performance. Okay? 2 old gay men versus the Borg. 2 old gay men win. That's two pieces of paper. Next up we have Data. This could go very, very light, amazing tier. I feel like I could push him down to the solid, but I feel like, first of all, the Muppets would like him because everybody likes Data. And he can do anything. So, like, whatever he performs is going to be entertaining. I just think that it would be a very fun thing to watch. And also, all of his friends would really enjoy watching him host a Muppet Show. So I think that's why it's amazing. And he would also like that. And they would treat Spot very well. Spot would get, like, a special chair. And anyone that treats a cat good, probably Data very much likes. So, next up we have Picard. Picard is going... I was gonna say bad but boring, but I feel like bad but funny is a better spot for him, because I feel like, obviously Picard very much likes Shakespeare, but just because if someone likes Shakespeare, that doesn't mean that they're gonna be good at performing. Picard is not a performer. He can't perform shit. Sorry, dude. So I think that he would have some very entertaining conversations with the Muppets about Shakespeare, and they could, like, do little comedy bits, but, like, Picard isn't going to be good in these bits. The bits are going to be making fun of him. So it's going to be very entertaining because it's going to be like, wow, you are not in your element, dude. Like, you can't do this. And it's, like, laughing at him, not with him. Not to say that the Muppets would bully someone. But they're going to get very close with Picard. let's see, next up we have Polanski. Honestly, I put her in here because, like, she's technically a main character for one season, but I forget most about her. I think she's also going in the bad but boring, because, like, she would not give a shit. She, like, wouldn't even care to try, because she's so, like, cynical about everything, and she's so work-focused. She's just, like, let me get this over with. Yeah, I don't particularly like, I don't even know why I included her, to be honest. She deserves it. She's a character, but, like, also, really? Okay, next up we have Jordy. I think Jordy's going in the solid tier. I think Jordy, he doesn't, well, in the show, I don't think they really show off anything that he has that would be, like, a typical Muppet Show performance. I feel like he could, like, pull something up. He is very shy. No. I'm changing my mind. He's going in the tier because he has been shown to be very iffy about, like, public performance, and in order to host a good Muppet Show, you have to have some charisma and be, like, wanting to perform. Like, the Muppet Show is a performance show. Like, you're going out and you're performing with the Muppets. It isn't just about, like, how well you can banter with the Muppets or, like, if you have a special talent. It's about, like, performing as well. And Jordy has been shown to not really like performing. So I feel like he kind of get in his head and kind of ruin it a little bit. But it would still, like, actually be a show that he tries at. So I'm not going to put him in any of the bad tiers. Okay. Let's see. God. Next up, we have Q. Q's going in the bad but funny. I think that Q can't follow, like, performance rules. Like, you know how, like, in improv there's the rule of, like, yes and. Q? No. Q would not do that. Q, like, only focuses on himself. And the thing about the Muppet Show is that it's a variety show. Q would want to be in everything. Q would be like, this is the Q show. But it's not the Q show, it's the Muppet Show. But yeah, it would not be a good show, but, like, who doesn't like Q? So it would be funny, because, like, Q's funny. Alright, next up we have Lore. No, I think that's going in the bad but boring category, because I don't think that show would happen. I think that he just, like, wouldn't cooperate with the Muppets. He'd be like, oh, Data likes the Muppets? Fuck the Muppets. Fuck the Muppets. And nothing would get done. And I feel like if a show doesn't happen, then I can't really rate it higher than, I don't know. He just, like, doesn't have it in him. Like, the Muppets just, like, wouldn't like him. Like, no one would be getting along, and not even in, like, a funny banter way, but just, like, God, get out of here, man. Not very fun vibes. At all. Next up we have Tasha Yar. Once again, the category. I think that, like, she could pull it off, but much like Riker, I don't think that she'd really enjoy the company of the Muppets all that much. I think that she'd just want to get back to work and, like, get this over with. So, not really all that interesting. Alright. Next up, we have Guinan. I feel like she knows the Muppets. Like, I feel like in this universe where Star Trek and the Muppets exist at the same time, I feel like she's already met them. I feel like she's met them at, like, a bar or something. She's, like, bartended for the Muppets before. Like, they know each other. She's going in the solids here. Like, they already know each other, and, like, I don't know. I feel like she'd just get along with them really well. And she can definitely perform. If you're over a certain age of, like, several hundred years, I feel like you can perform enough to carry a variety show. Okay? Lastly, we have Ro Lauren. Honestly, bad but boring. Like, I thought they would be better at this. Oh no, there's so many people in the bad but boring category. I'll bump her up to bad but funny. Like, I don't think that she'd really want to be performing something, so she'd once again just be kind of, like, apprehensive about it in general. But but I think that she'd like she'd have fun with the Muppets, like, eventually. It's gonna be like a character growth moment where she's like, wait, I'm actually having fun. But like by the time she realizes that, it's kind of too late. But like it was fun to watch her try. That's all. This is the tier list. Not very good. Yeah, that is all. Thank you for watching this 15-minute video. Oh.